Devin Haney explodes on Andre Dirrell. He claps back. Dirrell had some criticism. He said Devin's trying to be like Floyd. Easy work. I got hard work, dedication. He said, stop trying to imitate Floyd, and you're trying to live the lifestyle. There's things you got to work on. Andre Dirrell also stated that Gervonta Davis would be a bridge too far for Devin Haney after the Ryan Garcia fight and seeing that. So I'm going to break it down, and then I'll let you listen to it. Devin Haney, let's get into his response, and then we'll get into what was said so I can play it for you guys. Devin Haney obviously didn't like it. He said, stay out of rich people's business. You a quitter. Me and you are not the same. Everything you was supposed to be. I am everything you was supposed to be at age 25. End quote. Now, let's see what Dirrell said that prompted that. Let's get the trusty headsets set up. Subscribe to the channel. I am the #1 spot for your boxing news. Roll the clip. We gonna get into it.
Real game plan. Devin, you been trying to be Floyd for too long, man. I'ma say it. You got your bodyguards in the gym. Ain't nobody trying to step up to you in no gym, man. You running around with bodyguards all through the mall and whatnot, bro, portraying the image. I always hated that. I ain't knocking you. I'm just saying, bro, like, you trying to play a Floyd Mayweather when you're not nowhere near his level, bro. Like, and then it's like, are you trying to tack on to your abilities? That's my question. Or are you trying to just portray the image? There's a big difference. He did. He absolutely did. I gotta see more from Devin. Now is the time to make adjustments. When all the scrutiny is taking place, when you're getting badgered, when you gotta deal for this for the next, until the next time you fight, and if it ain't a big name, I'm gonna tell you what everybody said last night. Everybody. And I was the only one who said it and the only one who heard it. Because I said it to myself. And it was the second round. There is no way in hell you seeing Tank, man. Tank will murderize you, dog. I see why you ran from that man. I see why you ain't want to step up with Shakur. I see. Your fundamentals are absolutely gone. They're non-existent, bro.
Wow.
No game plan.
So I told you guys I would let you listen to it uncut and not interject. Now let's talk about some of the things he said.
You running around with bodyguards all through the mall and whatnot, bro, portraying the image. I always hated that.
So he said he's trying to be like Floyd.
Ain't nobody. You got your bodyguards in the gym. Ain't nobody trying to step up to you in no gym, man.
That is an interesting point. He said basically you're trying to be like Floyd and have the entourage and have the bodyguards. And he's like, nobody's even like messing with you. Nobody is bothering you. And, you know, you're trying to portray the image like baby Floyd or something.
I always hated that.
He said he always hated that look.
I ain't knocking you. I'm just saying, bro, like, you trying to play a Floyd Mayweather when you're not nowhere near his level, bro. Like,
now here's the other thing. Andre Dirrell came up and, like, you know, made a name in Mayweather's gym as well. I remember Mayweather at the time had signed Jalen Love, and there was this clip. See, I've been in boxing so long, y'all don't even know the stuff that I be talking, the stuff I be on, because some of you guys are new fans, and that's okay. But just sit back, buckle up, and enjoy the show. But there's this clip. This is back before sparring, when sparring leaks. Now it's a dime a dozen. You see clips all the time on the internet that are getting leaked. But there was a particular time where boxing was more of an old school fraternity and a brotherhood. So people weren't filming in the gyms. And even if they were, the tapes never got leaked. But one tape that did get leaked back in the day was Dirrell, and he was, you know, getting the best of Jalen Love. And it was in the Mayweather doghouse rules or whatnot. And people were just impressed with the skill set of Dirrell. So when he's saying that Devin is basically being a fake Mayweather, I mean, he definitely knows that man well because he came up in that era and definitely spent time in that gym.
And then it's like, are you trying to tack on to your abilities? That's my question.
Okay.
Or are you trying to just portray the image?
Now that's fly. I mean, he's saying basically, is Devin Haney trying to, get sharper, get better, learn, or you just care more about the looks? There's a scene from the movie White Men Can't Jump that I really like. And it's a scene where he was like, you don't hear Jimmy. He's like, what you mean I don't hear Jimmy? He's like, you listening, but you don't hear Jimmy. And then he got into this whole dialogue. And Woody Harrelson told Wesley Snipes, you would rather lose and look good in losing than to win but look bad in winning. And I always thought that was a dope quote from movies. And this is kind of what Dirrell, in my opinion, is questioning. He's like, do you care more about the image and like the perception and what people look at you like, or do you care more about like, just improving as a fighter?
Difference. He did. He absolutely did. I gotta see more from Devin. Now is the time to make adjustments when all the scrutiny is taking place.
I agree with this wholeheartedly. He's saying that now is the time who you really show who you are. You had the Ryan fight. People are saying that you got bodied and Ryan Garcia dropped you. Ryan Garcia keep posting. He keep posting these clips of Devin Haney on the ground and stuff like that. There's actually a quote from the famous General S. Patton, and he says, I don't measure a man's success by how high he climbs, but how high he bounces when he hits bottom. So it's basically what Dirrell is saying is that George Patton, General Patton quote, is not really worried about the climb. Like when you beating Regis Prograis in a one-sided landslide fight in the Bay Area, did a live gate that was nice. You squeak by Lomachenko, solid name in the title defense, or not solid, that's a good name, right? So he's basically saying, I don't judge a man off that. I judge it when you're at your lowest point, when you're at the moment where everything is going wrong. That is where your character shows, and there's another quote where it said, calm seas has never made a skilled sailor, right? Just think about what I'm saying. Calm seas have never made for a skillful sailor. It's so true because at the end of the day, if you go out in the ocean, you're not battling nothing. It's just perfect weather, perfect waves, everything's perfect. Then you don't really enhance your skill set. But if it's turbulent and the weather changes all of a sudden out of nowhere, you got to start using some resources, use your tools, use your brain to figure out how do I get out of this alive or whatnot. If it's a bad storm you get caught in, you're in the eye of the storm.
When you're getting badgered, when you got to deal for this for the next,
this is good.
The next time you fight, and if it ain't a big name.
And see, that's good because Dirrell has lost before as a pro, so he knows his firsthand. Like he lost to his Kadagi and stuff. He knows firsthand. You getting badgered, social media is coming for your neck, and people are like, yeah. And you have to deal with this and put up with this until the next time you fight, which is true. Devin Haney's been out the ring since the Ryan Garcia fight, April 20th, and we have no even return date because of how the fight played out. So this is going to show your character.
For the next, until the next time you fight, and if it ain't a big name, I'm going to tell you what everybody said last night. Everybody. And I was the only one who said it and the only one who heard it. Because I said it to myself. And it was the second round. There is no way in hell you seeing Tank, man.
He said you can't beat Tank.
Tank will murderize you, dog.
Tank will murderize you, dog.
I see why you ran from that man.
I see why you
ain't want to step up with Shakur. I see. Your fundamentals are absolutely gone. They're non-existent, bro.
He said them fundamentals ain't there. Wow. So, this is the thing. I don't really disagree with anything that Dirrell said. The night of the fight, Devin Haney did not acquit himself well with the performance. Again, you're going to have a contingent of fans in terms of the Haneyaks mostly. They're going to say everything under the sun like Ryan will on Osterine. Osterine is, I'm telling you, I'm not condoning cheating. That's just stupid. I mean, when have you ever known me? I don't cheat. I don't do steroids. I don't drink. I don't smoke. I don't really have any vices. So I have no reason to support cheating. I never have, right? But there's people who are making it out to be like a SARM, like Osterine, is the end all be all, and it turned Ryan into an X-Men character and left Devin completely defenseless. These are two professional fighters that have fought each other 6 times as amateurs, etc. Right? And people are like, oh, Ryan only won because of the SARM, Osterine. He's banned because it's not supposed to be in the system. I get that. But if he only won, see, I make the points that you can't refute. If people are saying that Osterine is the only reason that Ryan Garcia won, but he beat Devin 3 times out of 6. So half the time that he fought Devin in the amateurs, he beat him. So you believe that pre-millionaire Ryan, when he was a teenager and he was beating Devin Haney then, he was on Osterine then too? He was on steroids? Could he even afford, I don't know his whole family history, but could he even afford steroids, as a teenager, right? So you guys could keep saying that and using that. The other thing is the weight. Listen, weight, if you, from a tactical and technical perspective, if the thing is, people are making it like Devin is small and Ryan just blew up to these gargantuan proportions. The reason Devin didn't want to do a rehydration check the next day is because he didn't want his weight on record on wax too, because he's notoriously a guy who blows up in weight. So, and he thought he would they underestimated Ryan. He really thought he would beat Ryan regardless. He literally said on the scale after the weigh-in, Ariel Helwani had the mic and said, hey, was there ever a time when Ryan missed weight by over 3 pounds where you thought about pulling out? If you listen to Devin's words, and I'm saying pretty close to what he said, nah, never. Weight don't matter. I'm going to show you. He's a C+ fighter. I'm an A+ fighter. And then this is what Dirrell's talking about. You literally stole from Floyd Mayweather that whole rant about C+ and A+. Floyd legit said that to Arturo Gatti, right? So it's really you're mimicking, and they say imitation is this highest form of flattery. You literally are biting sound bites from Floyd Mayweather, and then your dad and your team is dissing Floyd Mayweather, which makes it even more stupid. But as far as Devin's response, I thought it was pretty weak, to be honest, saying stay out of rich people's business. I mean, there's a lot of guys that have money. That doesn't necessarily give you respect. And it's funny that these fighters can take punches to the face for a living, but they can't take criticism. So merely saying, oh, stay out of rich folk business, like Dirrell's never made coin. He was making coin when Devin Haney was probably at home school. You know what I mean? So the money talk is kind of played out. There's other things in life other than money. Address what he's saying. Can you beat Tank? After looking at the Ryan performance, most people are saying no. How are you going to bounce back when you're faced with this adversity? You never probably thought you would lose, especially this early in your career, especially after being undisputed, beating Lomachenko narrowly, and then stepping up to Regis Prograis, and against a guy like Ryan Garcia, who seemed weird, undisciplined, unhinged, out of shape, and stuff like that. So I told you, this was the worst outcome for Devin Haney. And you could just talk about rich stuff and I'm everything you're supposed to be at 25. Dirrell's a legend in the game. He had his own career. And I really hate when people are faced with criticism and then they immediately revert to money, or they revert to, oh, but you got knocked out. Like Shakur did this with Andre Berto. He started getting on social media because Berto was saying some real stuff. He was saying like X, Y, and Z. Shakur could improve on this and learn how to close the show, whatever he was saying. And then Shakur talking about, you broke. Andre Berto, you're broke. Berto was making meals before you were even born, though. You know what I mean? And then Shakur is battling Berto, posting clips of Jesus Soto Kara's fight, which is just lame. He had one arm in the fight, and you posting the fight where he got knocked out with one arm in the final round. Like, it still don't take away from what he's saying. The Generation Z is soft. I don't want to say soft-hearted, but like thin-skinned maybe is the better word. Thin-skinned. Like, people are cooking and saying some real stuff that you can improve by, but you just get so defensive, you lash out, and then you start bringing up money and bringing up, oh, Dirrell, you're a quitter. Berto, you lost to Guerrero. Look at your eyes. I mean, still don't take away from what they're saying. I strongly believe this, and I think it takes a level of humility to understand what I'm about to say. But I strongly believe that there's people on this earth that are unlikely candidates where you can get some advice from them, and it might not seem like what do they know? But that person could have a wealth of knowledge and be a treasure trove of knowledge, and it could be an unlikely source. Like, for example, a homeless person. Now, you look at a homeless person, their nails are dirty, they're vagrants, they're sleeping under a bridge, they got dirt and food in their beard, and it's a homeless person, right? So you could look at that at face value and be like, what do they know? But you don't know. This could have been a billionaire or a multimillionaire that had a successful business, but then they worked with Enron and, everything went up upside down. And then they went through a divorce and the girl took half and they got on drugs and then now they're homeless. So the point I'm making is we're all humans. We're all one race, the human race. Let me take this off. We're all one race, the human race. So just because someone's homeless, you don't look down on them like they don't have nothing to offer. They might have the best gems in life because they lived maybe a better life than you before it got to this point, before they got strung out on drugs or went through that divorce. So you can't just discount somebody who's speaking to you as like, oh, you too broke for me, or you're a fighter. You know how many people in boxing fought and made millions and they broke now? So they could be a wealth of information. Them having money or not having money really doesn't change the message. Like, what is Mike Tyson? At a point in time, Mike Tyson lost it all. Like, yeah, he's bounced back and started, did the cannabis and the podcast and stuff in the one-man show and worked his money back up. But there was a point in time where Mike Tyson, so you're not going to learn from Mike Tyson, who was making 50 mil in one night and the biggest grossing star. So I find it weird that sub 30-year-old fighters, Gen Z fighters, are so thin-skinned oftentimes with this social media stuff, where anytime they get talked to, it's like they want to go to war. Like, even myself on my channel, people get mad at what I'm saying, but there's a message in what I'm saying. It ain't nothing personal. I'm just giving you my opinion on boxing. Fighters will hear what you got to say and get mad and block you or unfollow you. I don't care about none of that. Don't follow me. If you can't take criticism and you want a bunch of yes men, then do not subscribe to Boxing Ego, because it's not going to fulfill your agenda and satisfy that craving of always hearing yes. What Dirrell was saying, and it is a little bit older of a video, but it recently got reposted and recirculated, and that's why Devin Haney's commenting about it, so that's why I'm making the video. But there's a lot of truth to what Dirrell was saying. You could take it as hate. That's another thing with this society, and I can go on all day about this. If you say some criticism, people just label it as hate. Not everything is hate. Not everyone wants to see you fail. And actually, oftentimes, there's people like myself or even Dirrell, who I know, where they're telling you stuff because they want to see if you can improve or they want to see you do well. And then the people you think are pulling for you really don't care about you. Like Devin Haney, he'll take offense to some stuff I'm saying, which is 100% true, or Dirrell. But then the person you keep going back to, Eddie Hearn, he trying to put you with Liam Paro in Australia months after you just got demolished by Ryan Garcia. So me keeping it real or Dirrell keeping it real, who's really looking at your best interest? The person that's keeping it real with you, like, hey, you can improve in these areas, or don't fight Tank straight away, or the person who's like, yeah, mate, oh, yeah, come to Australia and fight Liam Paro. That's a dangerous fight. Man, stop playing with me.